Breaking tonight, the 2016 race for the White House kicks into gear as Texas Senator Ted Cruz becomes the first major candidate to officially announce he is running for president. And tonight in a Kelly File exclusive, two of his potential GOP rivals respond. Welcome to a big hour of the Kelly File, everyone. I'm Megyn Kelly. Earlier today at the Christian Liberty University, Senator Cruz appealed to the conservative base, telling the jam-packed arena he is ready to restore America to that shining city on a hill.
Imagine in 2017, a new president signing legislation repealing every word of Obamacare. Imagine a president who says, I will honor the Constitution, and under no circumstances will Iran be allowed to acquire a nuclear weapon. Imagine a president who says we will stand up and defeat radical Islamic terrorism. I believe in you. I believe in the power of millions of courageous conservatives rising up to reignite the promise of America. And that is why today I am announcing that I'm running for President of the United States.
Did you notice something a little awkward in the background there? You see those red shirts? That's a group of Senator Rand Paul supporters crashing Senator Cruz's big announcement. And earlier tonight, I spoke to Senator Rand Paul for his exclusive first reaction. He, too, has a big announcement himself scheduled for April 7th. Senator, good to see you tonight. So a lot of Rand Paul supporters showed up today at the Ted Cruz announcement. Was that orchestrated?
Somebody did. I'm not sure who did orchestrate it, but I kind of remember those days because I went to Baylor University and we were all required to go to convocation. So all these kids are required, and some of those who were required wanted to make sure that just by having to be there, they weren't expressing their support. But we were glad to see them there and organized and excited about the possibility of me running.
What did you make of Ted Cruz's remarks today?
Well, the interesting thing is I didn't find much that I disagreed with. All I heard was the clip that you played. I've been traveling and busy today. But the thing is we kind of come from the same wing of the party. And if you look at our voting records, you'll find that we're very, very similar. I guess what makes us different is probably our approach as to how we would make the party bigger. And I'm a big believer that you should stand on principle and be true to your principles. But I also think that we should take those principles and try to bring in new people with them. So I've spent the last couple years trying to go places Republicans haven't gone, and maybe not just throwing out red meat, but actually throwing out something intellectually enticing to people who haven't been listening to our message before.
Now, he got out ahead of you. Why weren't you first?
We'll see. We're thinking about it, and we're pretty close to a decision, and we'll have some kind of announcement April 7th. And, if people go to Rand Paul for Kentucky or KentuckyForRandPaul.com, they can find out more about it instantaneously.
Now he's got a couple of weeks lead on you in terms of, reaching out there, being out there, maybe even with respect to fundraising. Is that an advantage?
It's a long battle, and, we've spent the last 2 years actually traveling the country, taking the message out, and we think that there's a unique brand of republicanism, a unique brand of conservative constitutionalism that also reaches out to new people. I try to get along with all the wings of the party, but I also am able to take the message of liberty and of the Bill of Rights and take it to Howard University, to the Urban League, to NAACP, to Ferguson, to Berkeley, and try to bring new people into the party. So it isn't just about rousing the base. It's about exciting the base by being for the principles of liberty, but it's then taking those principles of liberty, not diluting them, and taking them to new people and bringing them into the party. That's the way you win general elections.
How can you do what, with respect, your dad failed to do?
I think when you see my polling, the polling that's out there so far, nobody is doing better against Hillary Clinton than myself, because we're already picking up 3 to 5% or more of the independent vote above what the others are picking up.
But why do you
I think you're already seeing that.
When you look at the polls, right now, the Real Clear Politics average of all polls, and, the audience should know it's very early, so we put that out up front. But you can see here, you're behind Bush, Walker, Ben Carson, Mike Huckabee, and then you're in 5th place now. You are ahead of these other guys.
It sort of depends on which poll you look at. Your rival station had a poll yesterday that had me tied for the lead with Walker and Bush in a nationwide poll. So we feel pretty comfortable that there is sort of a developing first here. Also, though, when you poll people not just against each other, but against the other side, that shows which candidate has the best chance of picking up independent vote. Mm-hmm. And right now, I'm the only one that beats Hillary Clinton in certain purple states. I'm the only one that also scores above all the other Republicans in whether or not I can beat her. So there'll be a lot of conservatives. Ted Cruz is a conservative, but it also goes to winnability. And people will have to make a decision which is the Republican that can not only excite the base, but can also bring new people into the party without giving up principles.
The interesting thing, though, that's going to happen, and you know it as well as I do, is that the mainstream media is going to vilify whoever the Republican candidate is. They may say nice things about you now, but if you become the nominee, they are going to rip you to shreds. And we saw some of that even from within your own party. John McCain has called you and Ted Cruz a couple of wacko birds because you don't march to the beat of the same drum as sort of the more establishment Republicans have. So it'll start there, but it'll get much worse if you become the nominee.
I think what you end up needing from any of us, whoever might be the nominee, is you do want someone who's a fighter. And the thing is that I think we do need to aggressively go after the Clintons. I think we need to go after their corruption. I think we need to call her out for not being a consistent defender of women's rights when she's willing to take money from a country that actually would imprison a victim of rape. So there's a lot of hypocrisy on the Clinton side. There's a lot of the whole Clinton Inc. enriching themselves, and you can't let that go. And there's going to need somebody who will ask the tough questions about why in Benghazi that she didn't provide the security that our ambassador needed. These are really important questions, and we won't win unless we do aggressively combat her and make sure that she has to explain her record as well.
I know that you have a big announcement of some sort. We don't know which one, what it is officially, but it's on April 7th, a couple weeks from now, and then a 5-state tour. You're going to start off in Kentucky, that's your home state, then New Hampshire, South Carolina, Iowa, and Nevada, and we will just leave it up to the viewers to try to figure out what you might be announcing and why you might be going to those states thereafter. Senator, we'll be watching. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks, Megyn.
All the best.